Hello and welcome back to the Global Outfitter Show. I'm Jim Martin, your host of this segment of the Call of the Wild. Today we're going to talk about box calls for turkey calling. Now I'm going to show you different variations of how to run this call. But before we get started, I'm going to show you how to prepare it before you run it. Now you notice there's two parts to the box call. There's a paddle and then a box call. And what you want to do is make sure that the back part of the paddle is chalked properly. Now in the past we used to use white chalk as the only thing we had, but we found out it's kind of dangerous in the woods. I think somebody even got shot by using white chalk in the woods. And if you'll notice, the turkey's head is white at the top and red and blue on the sides. Those are the colors you don't want to bring into the woods, just for safety. Somebody can be looking through the woods and see a white and blue or red color through some brush and shoot at it. It's happened, it'll probably happen again. So what we want to use is brown chalk. Okay, so use brown chalk and just go over the battle like so, just back and forth until it's coated, and then just blow off the excess and then try to run the call. Now the basic way of running a box call is you've got a base at the bottom, and that's where you should hold it. Never hold this part, touch this part of the box call with your hands. Okay? And so hold this part in your hand like so. This is the standard way of doing a box call. Now what I do is I take the end of the paddle very lightly, not real hard and firm, but just real lightly, and swing it out, and you want to bring it across the edge of the box until it starts making a sound. Okay, here where it starts. That way you get the high pitch, and then you bring it a little bit farther over, and that'll bring the high to the low cut that you're trying to find in a yelp. Notice the high in the very beginning, that little high pitch is kind of a clear call, and then it rolls into the rasp. Okay. Now you never want to bounce the paddle on the box. Okay, some people go, yeah, that's why they try, and that's not the way to do it. You want to keep constant pressure on the paddle and the box at all times. Don't lift it off the box. Even when you're sliding back. When you slide back, you won't get a noise, but this way you will. Now another way to run this call is simply flop it over, take the paddle in between your two fingers, and then hold the base just with the right hand. Now try all these different variations. You're going to see which one's more comfortable for you, and then that's the one you need to use. There's no right or wrong way to use a call. It's just the right way to make it sound. You can also, that's a yelp, but you can also do clucks or cutting. Now there's different types of box call too. Now I like this particular call. Now this is a Harper game call. It's made by Harper. And as you know, we demonstrate a lot of his calls. He makes really good custom calls. This one I like in particular. It's small and compact, and it's easy to carry in the woods. Because when you're going up and down these mountains, believe me, your pack, everything you're carrying gets pretty cumbersome. So you want a box call that's fairly small and easy, to carry with you in the woods. Now this is another variation of Harper calls. Now you'll notice they're different colors. You're going to see a big variety in box calls with different manufacturers. They all use different types of woods, different shapes. I mean, I've seen them this long, the big boat paddles, and they sound great. I'm going to show you, again, the paddle on the back. You see, you want to make sure that it's covered really good with chalk. Brown chalk, preferably. Okay, and also on the edge, you want to give a little strike with the chalk if it doesn't have any, just a little bit around the edge. Let's see how this sounds. That sounds good. You want to make sure you get the rhythm of the call right. That's what's very important in turkey calling. Now another little technique I use is for cutting. Another way is just simply hold it and bring your thumb over and hold it on the paddle like so. And then just take your hand and pop it. Now hold pressure against the paddle and the box. And then just take your hand. You can also do it this one as well. My favorite way is I like to turn it over with this paddle in my left hand and the box in this, and I strike it against it. I can get a little bit louder cuts. You got to try to find the angle in which you get that sound. You know, sometimes you can hit it like that. See, that's not it. That's it. Throw a little yelp in there. That sounds good. You can order these calls. Go online to globaloutfitters.com. Go to the Global Outfitters Show icon, and then you'll see my picture over there. It's got a list of all the calls I demonstrate. Simply click on it and order it. Be in your house in no time. I'm Jim Martin with Global Outfitters. I'll see you next week on Call the Wild.